Okay, so a brother here says, my daughter is abnormal and I do prayers and dua, but my heart has no positivity. What should I do? Okay, so with children, I think and that you're making dua, this is great. You know, you're doing the base fundamentals of making dua, you know, trying to make dua for them. I think what we need to realize is that ultimately, like, your children are like in the hands of Allah, right? There are children who were the children of prophets, right? And they were not righteous, right? And then there were people of evil children who were very righteous. So, you know, with children, we can't really control it. But what we can control is our own behavior. So we need to like look at ourselves and look at the type of parent we are, right? So, for example, if I don't pray 5 times a day and I don't have that much iman in Allah, then can I really, you know, can I really blame anyone else if my children don't have iman in Allah? Right? Because there's a certain level of responsibility. Every blessing that we have, it comes with responsibility, right? What you're doing is great. You're making dua, right? You have the consciousness to think about your daughter. So these are really, really great actions. And it might be that you do all the things that you want to do. But I think one of the things I've realized, and my parenting knowledge is very, very limited, I would say, right? But I've realized that children go through different phases. And I think that there's certain things that we need to build into our children. So rather than making it like a huge, big thing where you're like, okay, it's either X or Y, like my daughter's not this or my daughter's this. Like, don't make it so binary, right? Try and make it something dynamic, because things are not so straightforward like that. And children, like, think about your own development. Like, today, you are very different to how you were 10 years ago and 10 years ago, right? So people and human beings, naturally, they evolve and they change over time. So the way I would say is that if your child is very young, I would advise that you start thinking, what are the habits that I want to build into my children? Maybe I want to build a habit of praying. Maybe I want to build a habit of proactivity. Maybe I want to build a habit of like being kind, right? So try and think of 3, 4 concrete things that you can try and build in as habits, and then make sure that you have these habits. Sometimes you can just go and look at yourself and say, okay, I might do these 10 bad things, but what do I do well? What do I do good? And then actually go and try and talk to your children like that. Another thing I found very, very powerful with children is actually spending time with them. I think spending time with them makes a massive, massive difference. The days when I don't spend time with my children, I feel they behave very differently to when I spend time with them. So I would definitely advise that you spend time with them, keep doing dua, and never give up. You know, asking Allah for help, keep being understanding and empathetic, and do your best, inshallah. Like, if you do your best, you can't lose, inshallah.